For 28 long years, the search for justice continued. In this video, we will reveal the details of this tragic story. Berry Tlinbeck was born and raised in Sturtevant, a quiet corner of Wisconsin where life flowed peacefully and steadily. She was an ordinary girl with an extraordinary dream. Music held a special place in her life. Playing the violin in the school orchestra, she always dreamed of building her future around this art. Her smile and sincerity drew people in, and Berry had many friends who saw her as a shining example of joy and vitality. When Berry turned 18, her life took a new turn. High school was behind her, and ahead lay the adult world with its opportunities and challenges. She got her first job and eagerly prepared for a 3-day seminar in another city. It was her first serious business trip, a crucial step toward independence. On the morning of July 17th, her parents said goodbye to Berry at their doorstep, unaware that it would be the last time they saw her. Berry was unreachable all day. Worried, her parents contacted the hotel, only to be told that she had never checked in. After calling all her friends and colleagues, they realized something was wrong. By the evening of the next day, the police launched an investigation, though at first it was limited to distributing missing person alerts. On July 19th, Barrett's van was found in a supermarket parking lot in West Bend. The vehicle was neatly locked, but its contents raised suspicions. Inside, investigators found a radar detector and a car stereo, yet some small personal items were missing. At the same time, Barrett's belongings, her red shirt, stockings, and dress, remained untouched. Other unsettling details emerged. Cigarette ash was found inside, though Berry never smoked, and there were several disposable coffee cups, despite the fact that she had barely traveled 100 kilometers. Soon, forensic experts joined the investigation, and the first interrogations began. The investigation moved slowly. Key pieces of evidence failed to form a clear picture. Detectives worked tirelessly, hoping to find even the slightest clue. Day after day, they revisited the details of Barrett's disappearance, combing through reports and conducting interviews. At times, it felt as if the truth was slipping through their fingers. Everything changed a month later, on August 22nd. A local farmer, driving along a country road, noticed a human body in a ditch by the roadside. It was Berry Tlinbeck. He stopped his truck, his hands trembling as he dialed the police, struggling to believe what he had just seen. The girl's body was in an advanced state of decomposition, making it impossible to determine the exact cause of death. However, one chilling detail suggested she may have been strangled. A piece of fabric from her own shirt was tied around her head. The scene hinted that she had been forcibly restrained and blinded before meeting her tragic end. The police sealed off the crime scene, carefully collecting evidence. Journalists with cameras tried to break through, but no one was allowed near. The small town fell into a state of shock. People were afraid to leave their homes, whispering about the horrifying discovery. Barrett's parents broke down in tears upon receiving the news. Their world had collapsed. Family friends gathered around them, offering support during their darkest days. Everyone hoped that justice would soon find the one responsible. Inside Barrett's van, investigators found numerous fingerprints and conducted an extensive forensic examination. Some prints remained unidentified. The police gathered testimonies and discovered that Berry had stopped by her boyfriend Kurt's house on her way to the seminar. He said they had spent the morning together, but he hadn't seen her after that. The investigation found no evidence linking him to the crime. However, under the van's floor mat, police discovered a ring that Berry never took off. This raised an unsettling question. Who removed it and why? Months passed. Barrett's parents organized large-scale search efforts, enlisting hundreds of volunteers. Eventually, the police identified a potential suspect, a man named Craig, who had a prior record of car theft. However, his fingerprints were not found in Barrett's van. The case went cold for many years, but in 2013, the investigation was reopened. A new team of detectives uncovered a critical mistake. The fingerprints collected from the crime scene had never been entered into the digital database. When they were finally checked, the results were undeniable. They belonged to a man named Dennis Brantner. Dennis had a dark past. He had been convicted of car theft and home invasions. As a truck driver, he frequently passed through the area where Berry disappeared. One of his fingerprints was found on a box of cosmetics that Berry had purchased just minutes before she vanished. There was no doubt Dennis had been inside her van. Investigators visited Dennis, but he denied any involvement despite visibly nervous behavior. He even broke down in tears during questioning. Friends and Dennis's ex-wife confirmed that he frequently visited Burger King, and inside Barrett's van, investigators had found a cup from that very restaurant. In 2015, Dennis was arrested. However, the trial was far from straightforward. Despite the fingerprint evidence, no DNA was found, which created doubts among the jurors. The first trial ended without a verdict. Too many people were unsure of Dennis's guilt. In 2018, the prosecution offered Dennis a plea deal, a guilty plea for second-degree reckless homicide in exchange for a reduced sentence. It was a difficult decision for all involved. Investigators, attorneys, and Barrett's family all wrestled with the same question. Was this the justice they had fought for? Was there a chance for a different outcome? After much deliberation, Dennis accepted the deal. His admission of guilt was met with mixed emotions, relief, but also disappointment. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, the maximum term for that charge. However, the 3 years he had already spent in custody were credited toward his sentence. The courtroom was packed with journalists and relatives. Many couldn't hold back their tears as the sentence was read. Barrett's parents thought about her every second of the trial, torn between closure and frustration over the leniency of the punishment. "We fought for her for so long, and this isn't the justice we hoped for," Barrett's father said. Still, they chose to move forward. In their daughter's memory, they established a music scholarship at her former school, supporting students who shared her passion for the stage. The scholarship became a symbol of remembrance and resilience. Over the years, Dennis never revealed what truly happened that day. His silence only fueled speculation and public debate. Every resident of the small town remembered Berry in their own way, some with sorrow, others with gratitude for the inspiration she had brought into their lives. The story of Berry Tlinbeck is a reminder of how difficult the fight for justice can be and why it's crucial to keep pushing for the truth. Years of investigations, system failures, and setbacks did not break the resolve of those who believed in justice. It is a story of love, loss, and an unyielding memory that refuses to fade. And that concludes our coverage of this tragic story. If you found this video informative or thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on cases like these. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to share this video with your friends and give it a thumbs up if you found it valuable. Thank you for watching.